Good evening.
Love it.
Welcome to Fangirlz Assemble. You know what? This isn't that much later than when we do a show. It's only like an hour and a half later, but for some reason I feel like it's this weird after dark thing.
It
I feel
is,
like I should
yeah.
be drinking or something, but I'm not 'cause I'm working tomorrow. But
Yeah, I
it
just
feels
got,
like
I got some vitamin water. We're killing it.
I got Coke Zero
Ooh, look at us. It's
and
crazy.
some tissues because my allergies are bothering me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah, it does feel weird. It feels really weird. I'm like, I should be not doing this right now.
Yeah, our schedule's been hella whack, everybody, and that's just it is how it is.
Yeah, it's sad. But, I'm glad someone's here. James is here. Welcome, James. So happy to see you.
Our boy. What up, James? What up?
What?
I talk. There are ways people talk on YouTube, that I would not say this in real life. Right?
I understand that.
It's past my bedtime, guys. I know, Joe.
Yeah, me too.
You can watch us as you settle in.
Mary's here,
Mary.
though. Thanks for being here, Mary.
And
Gabby. Come on. Oh, the crew's here. Welcome, everyone.
Gabby, I forgot to message you about sex education. I did finish it, but also, guess who just started watching it? Kristan.
Yeah, we went on slightly late because we were talking about it. And we're like, oh yeah, we have to do this. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, for sure.
So, happy Tuesday. Before we get into talking about volumes 1 through 3 of Rose by Meredith Finch and Guara,
Nailed it.
I
hope you nailed it.
I hope I did. We do talk about a wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, where you can get deals up to 50% off of your books.
It's amazing.
Bonkers. Christmas is not that far away.
No, and let's talk about it.
Crazy shipping times across the world. You know what? Make your order now.
Honestly, the printing industry for all books.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
All across book publishing. They're all saying there will be major holiday shortages and delays. So I'm just saying you should go right now to InStockTrades.com and probably, if you're like me, you're getting some books for your dad. I actually should text him and be like, give me a list, because we don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know what's going to be available. I'm just saying you get the best deals on InStockTrades.com. $50 or more free shipping. I mean, do it now. Don't wait.
And, not too early or late to buy a little Christmas gift for your two favorite lady comic viewers.
That's true. We like comics.
Just kidding. Not kidding, though. James, can we change the show to Fangirlz Assemble Squid Game review? I wish, James. We are trapped by comic books because I want to talk about Squid Game.
Oh, so badly. I want to talk about Squid. I was actually just telling, because Reed won't watch it. He doesn't think he can handle it. I told him all about it. Oh, I'm so glad, Mary. So happy.
And I love people watching Squid Game because I loved it. I inhaled it. And there's so many great Japanese movies, shows, manga that are like that. That now I'm like, oh, so you liked this? May I introduce you to these things?
Hey, that's a good video idea for you.
Like, here's Gantz and Death Note and Liar Game, which is a fantastic manga. It's like, please.
Yeah, it's so good.
And everyone's watching it too, which is great because I'm like, I expect mostly people who like East Asian TV shows and movies like me to watch it, but everybody's watching Squid Game.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really opening eyes to a lot of dubbed things too, I think, because I'm already like, oh yeah, what else do I need to check out that I didn't know existed before?
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, Squid Game review, 10 out of 10. Oh, yeah, Joe, Abby.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. You know what? You can turn it off. Turn off the show for that. That's fine. Let's go ahead. It's worth it.
No, you can't start. It's too late for you to watch it right now. You can't.
That's
stop.
true. That's true.
So wait till you have a time to binge it, because I watched it in 2 days. Because I couldn't.
That is better. Because you have to know what happens. Oh my gosh.
No. I would have watched it in 1 day, but I'm sure it was had to do other things. I had to read the subtitles because I don't speak Korean. So
I just did a dubbed. I like the dub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what it automatically did when I played it. So I didn't even think about doing anything else. Yeah, it was This is dubbed. It sounds good. You just have to get used to not, everything matching up,
Yeah. All right, so if you're jumping in now, you're like, wait, did they talk about Squid Game? No, we just had a little segue.
Just a bit.
Side note. We are talking about Rose, Volume 1 through 3. Da-da-da.
Interesting with the spine choice there. Are those like, is it purple and the 2 whites?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, this one is like a tan.
Oh, okay. Okay. On camera, I couldn't tell. Okay.
But it matches like the lettering, sort of. No, there's no actually rhyme or reason. But here.
Got it. Okay, cool.
And so you read it on Hoopla?
I have the first trade that's been sitting on my shelf forever, which I forgot to grab. But then I read the rest on Hoopla. So it is all available on there for anyone who has it.
So basically with Rose, we are continuing our fantasy comic reviews, basically, this month. A lot of fantasy, Scales and Scoundrels. Swords and Scoundrels. Scales and Scoundrels.
Yes.
And now Rose. So Rose is another fantasy epic. We have a different world. It's not an existing world that we're familiar with. But basically you have a world that is kind of dying. There's plague spreading. The earth itself isn't doing well. And it's partly due to, well, mainly due to the murder or capture of magic users, particularly called the Guardians, and their cats. And I say cats, Khatz. Now, I know, if you're hearing this, you haven't read it, you're like, I feel like this is a weird fan fiction somebody wrote, or like a children, like a story that like we would have written as kids. Like, they're called cats, but it's spelled different. But I assure you it's more than that. And because of the magic being gone, that itself has left its mark on the planet and the world. And people who are guardians, quote unquote, magic users, these white-haired people, are being hunted. Which then leaves us with our main character. You won't believe it. Her name is Rose.
No.
So, we're introduced to her, basically at the beginning. She knows she has magic, but she does not know she is a guardian, which is surprising. So I'm like, if you have magic, wouldn't you know? But she doesn't have white hair. Her mother's been protecting her with like magical items that disguise her magic use. And then her city is burned. Her mother is murdered. Dies in this raid of the city. And it's then that she is kind of set upon her journey to find herself, meeting different people along the way, gathering allies, and learn that she herself is a guardian. And she's trying to set off to like avenge her mother's death, help defeat the queen, who is like unleashing all this terror on the earth, and also be reunited with her cat, Thorn. He's not a cat; he's a giant, big panther.
Yeah, it was like a panther or a jaguar or something.
Yeah, it's a big black cat. He's very, oh gosh.
He's a large boy.
He's a large boy.
Yeah.
So that is my quick spiel of that for those who, because we're not really going to get into spoilers, but there will be some things that we talk about the book. Like I say always with Fangirlz Assemble, we're not going to talk heavy enough that it would get in the way of your enjoyment of reading the book, but we are going to talk about our thoughts of it. So that's my quick sell of what Rose is. Also, the art is fantastic.
It's good art.
Guara, which I hope I'm saying correctly. It looks like they were the artists on Batman Arkham Knight, which I didn't read. I love the art. And with a character like Rose, as you can see by a lot of the cover arts, like the variant cover arts, can be done so differently.
Oh, yeah.
And having a good artist really sets the tone and gives you a different feeling for that. Because with a character like that, she's not overly skimpy, and if she was, it'd be fine. I'm a Red Sonja fan. If you go too much of like a not great Dynamite way, a male gazy Dynamite way, where the costumes don't make sense. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
It can really change your feeling about the character. And I thought that Meredith and Ig really hit the right line of that. Because she is very sexy, and she does, like, we do see curves and boobs and whatever, but not in a way that I felt like it didn't make sense.
It wasn't like gratuitous, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, this girl is hot. She's beautiful, and she's incredible, and like the way she dresses is still kind of stylish in a weird way. Like she puts her adventuring outfit together. But I didn't feel like, I don't know, it was gross at any time.
Right. I felt the same.
I was like, yay. It's just so cute. Like the faces, the way Ig draws faces, I love. So, Kristan, first thoughts, and then we'll dig into stuff.
Well, my first thought.
Is it not enough cat?
I agree with that. I do agree with that. There wasn't enough cat, but man, Rose as a character was bothering me. She was bothering me. It was one of those nonstop of like, wait, don't do that. Why are you or, you know, she would just have a lot of meltdowns. And look, I get it. We all have our meltdowns, but it was pretty consistent and like a lot. And I was like, girl, what is happening to you? Like, what is happening? I felt like I was yelling at her a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, because I really like the story and like the building, and I would love more of this. It didn't end how I thought it was.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I know that, I assume there's more to come. It just wrapped up a little. Is there? It wrapped up weird.
I'm not sure there is. I agree. I was, well, and that was another thing. I'm like, if this is it, I'm like, that wasn't worth it. Like, we should look it. I'll look it up while we chat.
Because I love the art. And I remember after reading the first volume, I was hooked.
I thought the first volume was maybe the best one.
Yeah.
In that term, especially, because I was interested, but I kind of felt like it just went downhill from there.
No, I understand.
Certain aspects, you know.
And sorry, guys, my allergies are killing me, so I'm going to be that person.
We get it.
Yeah. So I will agree that I felt like the character development for her kind of dropped off part way. And she went from being somebody that was struggling between the, like, I mean, and that's important, because there was these two sides of her she was struggling with. One was heavy on the vengeance part for her mom. And one was like the more like heal everybody, help everything deal, leading more the guardian part. But at one point, I felt like I felt like she didn't become a good combination of the two of them. She became more so the one way, the like not airheady, but like too much peace and love, but not in a way that was believable for the character growth.
Yeah, it started to feel a little cheesy for me.
Yeah,
the way she was talking, and the way her character was, it's like, I mean, that's a great point of it. Not just, she just wasn't developed enough, because what we got just felt really surface level. And even like, I can't remember the big dude. Is that Simon or something? What was his name?
I loved him.
Is that his name? Am I wrong?
No. What's crap? What is his name?
Like, that wasn't his name. There's no way. No, he was great.
I thought that he had some of the best development of everyone.
He was the best character, 100%.
So there's this character that she meets. I should give more background. There's the evil queen, who was Dar the previous king.
Felt like a stereotype to me.
She was very stereotyped, because she was like, I just hate everything. My life is boring. My mom's dead, and I'm really mad about it. Mm-hmm. And
so I must kill everyone.
I'm a princess. I can't be queen. Which, yeah, that does suck. But it was definitely more of just like, I'm vindictive and I hate everything and I'll never get what I want, so I'm gonna destroy everything. Which is fine. You can have a stereotypical villain. But the best thing to come out from her is that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he's like this human guy that she kind of seduced earlier in her life, and he figured out before too long, well, a little late, that really he's just been used this entire time. until he meets Rose, who has this unique ability to connect with people and like kind of cleanse their hearts and like their guilt and what's weighing on them, which I do think was used really interestingly in certain points. I think unfortunately it does go a little hokey towards the end, but he ends up like feeling redeemed and kind of like healed, and so he's like, I'm gonna protect you, I'm with you. And he's not an attractive dude anymore. He has this like, the skin over here is gone, so you can see the tops of his
when he was
teeth all the
cut.
time.
Yeah.
And he's a big, strong guy, and like the people around her are like, wait, why do you have this murderer with you?
Yeah.
Why? This guy's a murderer. But the way that he grows throughout is just so sweet.
Yeah, he just turns into a big, sweet doof kind of guy, you know?
Yeah,
and
I love him.
I think you and I both love that kind of character development for these kind of characters.
And
Like,
I liked all the supporting characters a lot. Ela, I liked the prince.
yeah.
I really liked him. I liked the unlikely friendship between the prince and her champion. I'll call her the champion, right? The way that they kind of put their feelings aside to do the right thing. Yeah, but I feel like my biggest gripe is that we didn't get enough of her and the cat together, and I'm very upset about it.
Yeah,
I really like the story. I was upset that it took as long as it did.
they were apart for most of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was still something in the way of them that they could not be perfectly bonded, right?
Yeah.
And that isn't tied up in a way that was very satisfying for me as a reader. Because this book sells it to you as like, okay, girl with cat. Girl with big cat. We're going to be the duo.
Yeah, it's about their journey, but it's not.
And yeah, because there's every guardian has a cat. Again, it's spelled Khat, guys. It's cooler than that. And I know I'm joking about it. It doesn't bother me. It's fine. But they each have a beast, basically that they are like destined to be together. And he's even like kept himself in stone waiting for her because he's like, I need to keep myself from being taken over, right? And so they're waiting to meet. They're fated to meet, and they finally do. And so you're given this impression that guardians and their cats that is the end all be all pair, right? And we don't get to really see that perfectly together because he's weakened or apart from her for the most of the time they're together, which is devastating.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you
big cat.
It really does like feel like that whole thing was teased in a way because there just wasn't. It was another lack of development, right? Which, by the way, I looked it up. The last trailer came out in 2019, so I think it's done. Yeah. Which makes it worse in my eyes. Yeah, just like because that's it, and I understand some of that may not be in their control, but
I still enjoyed it.
It's like,
But man, if you're gonna. It sucks to read it and get really into this when things are so drawn out and have it not continue.
Yeah, because it makes you be like, oh, there really wasn't any development. Like you had 3 trades, you could have given us something, right? But we didn't get enough
because we were going to get way more trades. It's going to be like a long run thing. Because then I was going to forgive them, like, okay, so I have time in the future to like explore this. But I really didn't feel like I got to. Now I'm real sad. I was giving a better rating, and now I'm sad.
That's a bummer. It's certainly a bummer. And I keep going back to like my feelings on her because when I started feeling like she wasn't developing and she was being just so cheesy and like the way she was acting and everything, I was like just bothered by her most of the time at that point, you know, which is probably like second trade and on.
Yeah.
And it made me start seeing like everything else kind of the same light, just because, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, now I'm just bothered by all her things. And like, you know, it was just, she was so over the top. And I again, the best word is cheesy, because she'd be like, but we need to go here. Like, that's just like how I kept hearing her. We need to do this, but I'm not going to leave my cat. And just like was a whole, and I was like, girl, but nothing's even happening with this cat. And the story's going to move forward whether you're whining or not. So I don't know. It's a lot.
I agree. And we're not really an upper today.
I know. I'm sorry.
I will say that I don't regret any, like, I still really enjoyed the world that this is.
Yeah, there were fun aspects to it. And you're right, like the other characters were just better.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes it hard when like your lead is the title, right? Like, and
Yeah,
she's
if anyone
the one
wants to animate it or like do a show, I think there's really good bones here. I think that's why, you know, I feel like when you have a series like this that you really do enjoy a lot of the pieces of, I tend to be more critical sometimes because I know what it could be.
Sure.
And that's hindsight 2020. I think she did a great job with this, minus, you know, the big issues that we had. But we know after reading, like, oh, if you just twisted this a little bit, you just changed this a little bit. If you got these characters together earlier,
yeah, and have more of the cat involved,
it'd be more
sure.
satisfying. Because man, the thing by the end, which I can't talk about, that by the time this one thing that we're waiting for a long time gets resolved, it is taken away from us immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And not in a satisfying way. And then when it gets fixed, it is also equally unsatisfying.
I agree.
And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Also, that bird thing fell out of place.
Yeah. Like, you're so right. Yes. Yeah, there were just certain elements where it's like, why? What? What's happening? Why did we put this here? What's with the decision?
Behind the scene, I think if this has gotten more time, if she had a chance to continue this much farther, I think I would have liked it a lot more.
Well, that's probably, for the most part, most fantasy stories, right? Like, that's why so many are so long. Like, if you're building such a world, you need to have time to, like, stretch out these, you know, plots, and these characters get more time with each other, and would all feel like it made a lot more sense, right? Because I think of, like, Scales and Scoundrels, where we had a lot of time. I mean, even, you know what, though? There were just 5 more issues.
Executed.
There were just 5 more issues. I hate to compare them, but like there were 5 more issues in that series than Rose. And they did so much even at 15, right?
Oh yeah,
especially with the characters.
I absolutely want more of that, but if I didn't, I still feel very good. Ooh,
yeah.
Robbie, I'm so glad you brought Isola, because I kept reading this and thinking about Isola.
Because it was so much better.
Warrior woman and a cat.
Yeah, and Isola's was so much better. Oh, let's compare those, because it's so much better.
Yeah, I'll say that if you're looking for if you really liked this, you're like, this doesn't quite quench your thirst, Isola is the perfect place for you to go.
Yeah.
I think I have no problem with Isola. I think everything is so well fleshed out from the beginning. You immediately have a good sense of everything. And the relationship between the two main characters gets you quickly, and it feels satisfying.
Maybe within that first issue, I feel like we were already there.
Absolutely.
Wait, so it kind of makes, when we talk about this kind of story, Rose, it's like, oh, well, these other people have done it, certainly within an issue, right? Where we've been there. So I think you're right. Like, maybe she had a broader plan for like X amount of issues.
Yeah.
But maybe sales didn't get you there, because again, it's like, you know, if you're a reader, if I was picking this up off the stands, I probably would have given up sooner, right? Because I was like, oh, it's not there yet. It's not getting me there yet. I can't commit to like however many issues, you know what I mean? So maybe that was part of it.
Yeah. It's a bummer. It's so beautiful. But I'm glad you brought me Solo, because, we stole a 10 out of 10.
That's so good.
So good. Man, speaking of Scales and Scoundrels, by the way, I'm pretty sure that group, or at least the artist, I saw somewhere on my Twitter that they were coming out with another book.
Oh, it came out already.
Okay. But doesn't it kind of look like Scales and Scoundrels to you? And it makes you really
100%.
sad?
Let me look, because this is actually...
I saw that on my Twitter today, and I was like, wait, how dare you do anything else but give me more Scales and Scoundrels? I was so mad.
I saw that on just browsing IST's new releases, actually, and I saw that cover, and I was like, wait, what? And I clicked on it, I was like, oh yeah, it's the same people.
It looks the same.
Yeah, it does look the same. I gotta try to find the title. Let's see.
And I'm sure it's good, but I was sad about it. James said, Kristan, don't tell George R. Martin to take his time. He won't finish Game of Thrones. I have given up on that. Okay.
Him and Rothfuss, right?
It is time for me to jump into some other fantasy books. I have a bunch on my wish list to check out. I'm ready to read some, like, really go back and read some, like, fantasy novels. If I could just take, like, a nice little vacation and just sit and read some fantasy novels, I'd be really happy.
There's so many that I'm interested in that I've never even started because I'm like, this is a million volume series, or like, I know this is going to take up a chunk of my time and I feel like I can't commit to it right now, you know?
Yeah. I get you. Once I start, I'm good. It's just sitting and starting.
Yeah.
I have to, like, once I start reading a book, it's tunnel vision. That's why I love reading books when I travel. It's like, I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So I can just inhale books that way because there's no interruptions.
I love that.
Well, talked about that quick.
Yeah.
Rose is really beautiful, I promise, guys. It's just be aware of what you're getting into.
Yeah, and again, if you need a better cat story, big cat.
Zola.
That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
You know, I didn't realize I started reading this, but I was like, you know what? That's what girls want when they get older.
Yeah.
Fantasy stories with big cats.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah, that seems pretty spot on. All that younger generation getting into like warrior cats or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna love this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm desperately trying to find that new book and I cannot find the title of it.
Yeah, if anybody else finds it, I forgot their names. The books are not even that far from me where I'm sitting right now. Well, anyways, hello guys. What have y'all been reading?
Yeah, let's talk about what you all have been reading. That's a good idea.
Do you ever feel bad when you spend a long time reading something and then you only talk about it for 30 minutes?
Yeah, I think we do that a lot. Rassel Castle.
Yeah,
this main character looks exactly the same. I mean, I want to read it now.
Okay.
But...
Did you know Rassel Castle is also a song by Florida Man Stan?
Really?
Apparently.
Interesting.
There's two books. Join Lydia Riverthane as she faces more dangerous challenges as she fights for her brother's freedom and wrestling glory in round 2.
Rassel Castle. I'm in.
Is this like a younger... Rassel Castle, learning the ropes. There's only one way Lydia... Okay. No, stopped giving me ads. There's only one way Lydia can save her brother. Wrestling. Did Kyle Stark write this? Book 1 of 3, volume series. You know what? I'm in.
I think it's just the same artist. That's a different writer.
And then Wildly.
Yeah, it's just also like about castles and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, the character just looks exactly like... It's like... Oh, Mary.
I'm so glad you're reading Uzumaki. It's relaxing. You know what? I've been pretty anxious lately. I feel like I just need to sit and read some Uzumaki because it's weirdly comforting. Does that make sense?
I agree with that. Like, it's so funny because there would be like a page of just like the most horrific thing you've ever seen or the grossest, weirdest thing you've ever seen from Ito. Like, you'll turn an Ito page, any of them. And it's like, oh no. But then you keep going. It's like, oh, this still feels nice. There's something about it. I think I agree with you. It's calming because you know it's going to be good. You know you're going to go, what am I reading at some point? And it's still going to be delightful. There's something about it.
You know, October's almost here. I think I just need to schedule a weekend with like some apple cider. I know it's not cold enough yet, but like some apple cider, some like comfy hoodies, put on like a spooky soundtrack like Silent Hill 3, which is a great soundtrack. And just read some spooky books. Watch some spooky
lovely
movies.
Which, by the way, y'all, we still got to put it together our October reads. So if anyone in the chat wants us to review a certain book, we'll do it.
Yeah. Mary, I've also been anxious, so I can totally relate to what you're posting. Thank you. It must be in the air, Mary.
Yeah, I feel
Or,
it.
maybe it's like we've been living through a pandemic forever and,
I think we're all still upset about that. I got my flu shot today,
Oh, I need to
and I
schedule
still
one.
felt so uncomfortable because where I was like, I go into somewhere and it's still a million no masks. And I'm like, oh yeah, but I need my flu shot, so my arm hurts. Like,
Yeah. I'm glad where I work is fully masked, but
yeah,
because I
mine
went
is
to a
supposed to
con
be.
and it was fully masked, which was great.
Did people actually
Yeah,
obey that? Well, that's good.
absolutely.
Good. I wondered.
Better than my local one where the cops weren't wearing theirs
Oh, cute.
and none of the guests. But Gen Con was fantastic. Everybody was wearing
Good.
theirs.
I was thinking you meant the
Evening,
local one at the first, and I was like, oh, that's surprising.
No.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
gotcha.
it was required, but mixed
Mm,
results.
mhm.
Edgar Allan Poe stories for October reads. Is there a comic one?
If there, there has to be some
I love
adaptation.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah,
Like
that'd be
most
fun.
people,
Yeah.
most alternative girls.
Yeah, like most basic alternative girls.
Let's
I'm with you.
Because I always wanted to dress goth, right? But we had a uniform with khakis at school.
But you wanted those trip pants. I hear you.
No skinny. Well, yes, but I did skinny jeans.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
that was my time, and I still am. But like bright colored, and some leopard print in there, some high tops.
I did like the pinstripe skinny jeans a lot. That was real cool. I wasn't.
Yeah, some short stories too if you need something shorter. I mean, I'll gladly read that on my own as some comfort reading.
Me too. That sounds good.
Kristan, I hope you start up Mouse Guard again soon. Those books are a great October autumn read. That sounds nice.
What a good point. It happens to be right here. Look at these leaves. So I've read this one, and I was saying in the show I did with Jess the other day that I need to continue because I have the other two. What am I doing?
Fun November read.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But the art's just so beautiful, and it is very fall-like. The first one's fall, so it makes sense.
See, I love mice doing things.
Girls, and there's swords.
Big Red Wall fan.
Yeah, there's swords and capes and mice. What more do you need, right?
Love it.
This beautiful art. Gorgeous.
James says work on rereading Revival, which is great because I'm doing that for a new reader next month. I also got Gideon Falls Deluxe Edition in the mail today. It'll be next. I need to read Gideon Falls.
Oh, we could do it together if you want.
I would like that.
Sometime.
I would like that.
Yeah, great.
I just like reading books with you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Did you see the manga that came out today? Manga Diary of a Male Porn Star. The name got me curious about what's inside the book. I wonder if it's a true story because that's
I was going to say, or is it just? What is it?
I would look.
Never heard of it.
But I am using. There, I'm using my phone.
Are you using a work computer there?
Maybe.
Okay, gotcha.
My computer's fixed now. I just have to plug it in.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
So next time you guys see me, maybe I'll be upstairs.
I am planning to read this soon. Did you hear what Eddie Gein done?
Yeah, we should put that on the list for next month.
Do you want to?
I've been listening to a lot of true crime as most,
you do.
White woman my age do.
I will add that to our list right now. Then let's do that together.
James, this actually looks really cool. A comedy that explores the ins and outs of the adult industry in Japan. I think that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
As long as it's like a cool, like actual for real one, not like, because I just think that's interesting to hear about. Well, what about the rest of you? What's up?
Well, it looks like we got one October read so far, so we just need
I still
another.
need to choose the Junji Ito book I'm reading next. I mean, I'm definitely going to buy the new release of the Cat one, but I haven't read Love Sickness. That's out now, right?
Yep. That's good.
That could be cool. And I haven't bought Deserter either.
The last one was Censor, is that what it's called? I can't see it from here. Yeah. I think that's what it's called.
Well, are any of those worth reading for next month?
Yeah, any of them you want.
And you know what?
I have both, so.
I've had a day. I can just order some Chijito.
Yeah, do it.
Life is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Love Sickness is sold out. Dang.
Sad.
What the hell? Oh well. Anyways. If you ladies are gamers, I am. Random recommendation for October, a game called Death and Taxes on the Switch. As far as comics, Crimson Flower by Dark Horse is a good revenge story with amazing art. Ooh. Death and
Interesting.
Taxes. I looked up Death and Taxes as if it wasn't going to be something else. Game. Oh, that looks so cute. Oh my gosh. Thank you for recommending this. That looks adorable. You're a Grim Reaper on an office job.
Oh.
I love that.
Hold on. Now I need it.
Well, okay, Kristan, just leave where you are and come over for Halloween so you can play oh god, what's it called now? There's a set of games that come out a new chapter every Halloween. And the next one I'm pretty sure is Ashley Tisdale in it.
Oh.
But it's a narrative game, and each person chooses one of the characters, and you each get to make your own decisions. It affects like what happens with everybody else, and it's so much fun.
That sounds awesome.
We've been playing it ever since like the same people who made Until Dawn, which is great. It has Rami Malek in it, and like Hayden Panettiere.
Weird.
And they're in like a cabin. I do too. And they've been releasing short form ones, and we've been playing them every year they come out. And I wish you could be here so we could play it together because I think you would love it. It can be like nerve wracking, but it's fun because it's like narrative choices. Ugh, and even
I love that with the Telltale games, of course. So
yeah, they decided to make it that way because with Telltale and with other games like that, I loved if I could kind of like make it a group activity where everyone kind of helps make the decisions, or we like take turns between chapters or between characters. And I think they realized that, and they were like, you know what? Everyone played Until Dawn like that anyways. Let's make that way on purpose.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And so they started releasing these short ones, take like 5 hours. And,
that's
so
awesome.
much fun. I know Kristan loves Marvel. It's Jeff. Maddie, did you find time to read? I haven't.
Oh, it's so cute, and it does take 2 seconds, which is lovely.
I'm gonna save it for when I'm really down.
It's a good idea.
I'm close, so I read some like webtoons today because that's been doing it for me right now because I can read it and it keeps track of it for me. It's such a small thing, but it keeps track of which issues I've read, and so
that's good.
It's very easy for me to open up webtoons and read, and like I know like when each thing came out, when I've read it. It's so helpful.
That's awesome.
I need you to read.
I need to get into it.
Okay, the last time Shep and Cedric was on in the chat, he was talking about a mage and the demon queen or whatever. I've been reading that hardcore because this mage, basically, there's a group of adventurers, and they're all trying to get to the top of this tower, and you have to defeat so many monsters along the way. And at the top, the end goal is to defeat the demon queen, but no one has. And the main girl, this mage, who's very powerful, she doesn't want to defeat the demon queen. She has a crush on the demon queen. And so she's always trying to get to the top to get her attention.
Have a meet cute?
Yeah, basically. And so she's gotten really good at getting to the top, and she goes there every day to the point where the other monsters are like, nah, go ahead, we won't fight you, it's fine. So they're like, good luck, you know? Yeah, because that's cute. She's been in love with the demon queen this whole time, and they developed this really cute relationship, and it's got a ton of chapters. And I'm still not caught up. I couldn't even read it all in a day. Like,
I wrote it down. It's happening.
Oh, it's so good.
Because I keep thinking, I'm like, I never go to webtoons. I always hear about good ones. I need to get with it, and
it's so good.
Sounds like the one.
Yeah, I love it.
Do they have an app, or do you just straight go to the website?
They have an app too. Okay, I just go to the website because I just scroll down.
Yeah.
I like when I only have to hit one button.
Yeah, that's nice.
Same with Show and Jump. I love arrow keys.
Yeah.
It seems dumb. Like, yes, I just sit here like this. And I know it did the comicsology too, but it's such an important thing. I just
No,
want to be able
totally.
to like,
Make it as easy as possible. Yeah.
yeah. If I could go like, no, that would be too much work. Like,
Hmm.
or you do like this, like just
Yeah.
in the air.
In the air.
That'd be cool.
That's fun.
Well, guys, we're gonna be back on Thursday at noon. Again, I know it's a weird time, but
Yeah.
you know what? Spend your lunch break with us.
Yeah, that'll be fun for you.
Yeah.
I hope.
I like that. So that'll be fun for you. Has the same
Yeah.
energy as, oh, we love that for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But the goal is to talk about One Piece Dressrosa Part 2. But it's been a busy time for all of us, so it could be possibly that doesn't happen. If it doesn't, we'll find something else, kind of like cool top 10s or something else to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of a break. Because, you know, the world's rough.
It's been hard. It's been hard lately, for sure.
Yeah. I had one of those big old meltdowns today. Because it gets everybody.
Yeah.
And so sometimes
ya.
you have to put on a huge hoodie and order pizza.
I feel that. I feel that.
I do feel better, like I always do after Fangirlz, so
Oh,
even though my
good.
nose is very congested.
I get it. I'm like, I wake up and I can't breathe anymore because this weather change is killing me. Like,
We do live in the worst state for it.
oh my gosh, it's bad.
Top 10 new Disney Plus Netflix series, that'd be good. Oh, the Star Wars anime. It's so
I still
good.
haven't done it. I was gonna say you'd be great at that. I'd be pretty bad
Oh
about
my
it because I'd just be like,
God.
Squid Game. Like that's.
Oh my gosh.
You
It's so
season 3's
good.
coming out. That's exciting.
My body's so ready.
Oh my gosh, I've been ready forever.
But man, yeah, the Star Wars anime is really good because it's just like shorts. They're all like 15 minutes.
Oh well, that's fun.
Yeah,
That's
it's
accessible for me.
Exactly, it's
Yeah,
so
I can
doable.
just jump in, right? I can just.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's an
fantastic.
anthology, so every episode's different.
Oh, I love this. Okay, I gotta
And
do
one
that.
is very Astro Boy, which is cool.
Oh,
It's a
fun.
little robot Jedi.
Oh, I love him already.
We
Love
love that
that.
for him.
Yes, we do. Oh, that's
But, oh,
fun.
so good. Oh man. But yeah, that's my big one.
I love that.
And Squid Game, and Sex
Yeah.
Education, and The Circle. I watch a lot
Oh
of
my
stuff that's
gosh.
because I have to listen to stuff at work to get myself through the day.
Yeah. Oh, The Circle is ending tomorrow. Can you believe this?
I know.
I know everyone's watching, like, I don't wanna hear about this.
We'll have to talk after the show's over.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
I feel like we both know who's most likely to win,
Yes.
and it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is. I use a neti pot with saline solution for my sciences work pretty good. I have one. I need to like use it.
I haven't used one in years. I used it once, and it just freaks me out.
It's weird.
It's like you got to get over that feeling.
Yeah.
But hey, if it works for you, that's good. I'm
Right.
scared of it.
I was doing well and then I cried and it was over.
Yeah, drainage and such.
Such is the life, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
That's why you all have to cry often. 'Cause
Yeah,
I made the mistake of it all happening at once.
Yeah.
It's not normal for me because I cry all the time.
yeah, it's hard.
And then I joke about it awkwardly on the internet with people. Hi.
I mean, see, the last time I cried was definitely the Marbles episode of the Squid Game. So, you know, that's when I did it. I was like, I can't handle this.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna have to go and call it so that Kristan and I can talk about the Squid Game and the Circle. But we'll be back on Thursday at noon. We should have an idea, probably tomorrow, what we're gonna talk about if we're not gonna talk about One Piece. So
For sure.
Post about it on social. And I hope you all have a good night. Thanks for
Yeah,
hanging out
thank you
with
for
us.
being here.
Bye.